All right, guys, yet another review. Moving on. It says find the amplitude and period of the function and sketch the graph. Amplitude, remember, a number in the front. Amplitude is 10. Period, 2 pi divided by b. b this time is 1/2. If you divide that, you get 4 pi. Do a keep change flip right there. So, going to graph that thing. Period is 4 pi. There's no phase shift, so I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be 4 pi. Halfway to 4 pi is 2 pi. My amplitude is 10. Go to 10, negative 10. Don't forget what sine does. Sine starts at 0 and goes up, down, up. So your graphs look just like that. No big deal. Number 2, y equals 4 cosine x. Okay, so like amplitude, number in the front, 4, period, 2 pi divided by b. b is 2, so there's pi. Coming over here, going 1, 2, 3, 4. That's pi. Halfway to pi is pi over 2. The amplitude is 4. Negative 4. Cosine starts at 1, in this case 4, and goes down, up. And there it is. I kind of missed those dots there. Number 3. Getting a little more fancy now, not really. Amplitude is 1. There's no number in the front. Period. There's no number in front of the x. This is 2 pi. So I'm drawing cosine again. Going 2 pi, 1 pi, up 1. I got a feeling I may need to go down another one in a minute. So it's cosine. Again, cosine starts at 1 and goes down, up. But that minus 1 out there, going to shift everything down 1. So I'm taking all those points down 1. Connect the dots. La, la, la. There's that one. Number 4, similar to the last one. Amplitude is 1. Remember, it's always positive, even though there's a negative in the front. Period is 2 pi divided by b. b is 4 pi. If you divide those, you get 1/2, which is kind of weird. So there's not going to be a pi on my graph. It's going to be 1/2 there. Halfway to a half is a fourth. I'm going to 1, 2. I got a feeling, again, I'm going to go like, I'm going to need my 2's this time because of that minus 1 at the end. It's sine. Sine starts at 0. Usually it goes up, down, up. But that negative in the front means it goes down, up. It goes the opposite. And then I got the minus 1. Guys, the minus 1, remember, is going to move every point down 1, down 1, down 1. Connect the dots. There you go, 1 through 4. Number 5, graph these things. Okay, now I'm gonna still list the stuff. Amplitude's 1 here. Period is 2 pi divided by 2, which is 1 pi, and the phase shift is negative pi over 2. That's where I'm going to start. So I'm going to go negative pi over 2. And also, as I graph this, I'm really going to graph sine first, remember? So I'm starting at negative pi over 2. The period is pi. If I add pi to negative pi over 2, I get positive pi over 2. All right, so that's my 4th tick. Because the y-axis is halfway between those two, the y-axis is my middle tick, my second one. So there's my first one, there's my third one. I'll do that graph way too big. I'm going up to 1, down to negative 1. Be a tight little graph here. Now, don't forget, this is actually sine. Sine starts at 0 and goes up, down, up. So my sine graph looks like this. Now, the sine graph is not the answer. Remember, I'm trying to draw secant here. So there's an asymptote wherever the graph crosses the x-axis, and the y-axis is an asymptote this time. Then I'm just going to flip the graph. So like there, the green, I hope you can see that green. The green is where your answers are. Let me see if the yellow shows up better. A little bit. Okay, so the yellow is your answer. All right, let's go to 6. 6 is tangent. Go ahead and draw the graph here. Tangent, there's a 2 in the front. Remember, the period for tangent is pi divided by b, so it's pi over 2 this time. That's the period, and it's been shifted. I don't know why I just drew that writing what's inside there. The phase shift is pi over 4. Usually, my tangent, my first asymptote, is at pi over 2. If I shift it to the right, pi over 4, that puts me at negative pi over 4. All right, and I've got to go pi over 2 away from that. So I'm gonna go negative pi over 4 plus pi over 2. Just assume the other asymptote is negative pi over 4. That's going to be 2 pi over 4. So the other is just going to be 1 pi over 4. And that's really all you have to label for them. If you label that much, I'm happy. Little asymptote here, little asymptote there. Let's draw the tangent crossing right there. And we're good. So number 7, for secant 2x. I'm going to act like it's cosine. So the amplitude is 4. The period, that's a 4. That's the worst 4 I've ever drawn. There we go. Period is 2 pi divided by 2, which is just 1 pi. So I'm gonna come over here, draw this graph, going 4 ticks to 1 pi. Halfway to 1 pi is pi over 2. The amplitude is 4, 4, negative 4. Remember, I'm graphing cosine. Cosine starts at 1, in this case 4, goes down, up. So my cosine graph, I'll draw it real light. Let's go in a little light green here. There's my cosine graph, but I don't really want the cosine graph. I need the secant, which is the reciprocal. So I'm gonna draw the asymptotes right through there. And then the secant graph will do this. Just flip the graph because it's reciprocal. All right, number 8, one more of these. Here's what I see on number 8. I see the amplitude is 2. The period is just 2 pi. The phase shift, negative pi over 4, darn it. Okay, so I'm drawing sine. I'm gonna start over here because the phase shift was negative pi over 4. And I gotta go 2 pi away from there. 2 pi is really 8 pi over 4, which means I'm gonna end up over here at 7 pi over 4. My halfway point, halfway between negative 1 and 7 is 3 pi over 4. Because the y-axis is not halfway between negative 1 and 3, my first tick is there, my third tick is there. I got to go up to 2, down to negative 2 on my y. I'm really graphing sine here. Sine starts at 0 and goes up, down. Oop, it's negative 2. Didn't catch the negative 2. So it's going to go down, up, down. So my cosine graph, my sine graph would actually look like this. I don't know why I dotted that. Okay, and then, so my asymptote, I can have an asymptote there. Everywhere it crosses the x-axis, there's going to be an asymptote. And so my my cosecant graph is going to look like this. Just flip the graphs between the asymptotes. Number 9 through 12, you do not have to graph these. Just got to tell the stuff. Okay, so here we go. Number 9, the amplitude is 3. The period is just 2 pi. There's nothing in front of the x. The phase shift is negative pi over 4. That's all we're doing on these. Okay, the amplitude here is 5. The period is what's in front of the x. 2 pi divided by 1/6, which is going to end up being 12 pi when you keep change flip. The phase shift is going to be a little bit of work here. I'll have to come down here. The phase shift is negative c over b. So it's pi over 3 divided by 1/6. Pi over 3 times 6, really, which gives me 2 pi. So the phase shift is actually 2 pi. Okay, I'm going to erase that so I can get these next couple up here. Number 11, amplitude is 2. Period, 2 pi with what's in front of the x is just 2 pi. Phase shift, pi over 3. And number 12, last one of these. I'm going to do it the other way. I thought about this when I did number 10 a second ago. I'm going to factor out the 5 this time, like this, because that's what we kind of did this week. Which means I got to divide this by 5, which makes that pi over 15. Okay, so the amplitude is 1. That 1 in the front doesn't really do anything. The period, 2 pi divided by the number in front of the x, which is 5. And the phase shift is pi over 15. 13, solve the triangle. Trying to see if we can do law of sines there. I don't think we can. So what I've got to do is I need to find little b. I'm looking for little b, big A, and also big C. Okay, so I got to find little b first. I'm going to go b squared. This is law of cosines. B squared is 138 squared plus 110 squared minus 2 times 138 times 110. I'm running out of room. Move this over. Cosine 38, which is big B. Okay, I'm going to take a second and punch that in. I'm going to punch that in. I got 84.97. Let's just make that 85. Then I got to find big A. So to find big A, I'm going to do law of sines. Okay, so I'm going to go sine big A over little a, which is 110, equals sine big B, which is 38, over the b we just found, which is 85. And I'm going to punch that in now. 110 times sine 38 divided by 85. And don't forget, you got to go second sine because I'm looking for an angle. I'm getting 52.8. I'm going to do everything even. Let's go 53 degrees. And if that's 53 degrees, I can subtract 180 minus the 53 minus the 38 that's inside and get 89 degrees for C. And there you have it. All right, number 14 is asking you, where is sine square root of 3 over 2? Remember, it's inverse. You got to use quadrant 1 and quadrant 4 for sine. And because it's positive, we're doing quadrant 1, and it is at pi over 3. You just got to kind of know that one. Number 15. A building casts a shadow of 250 feet long. Find the height of the building at the angle of elevation. That's a right triangle. Remember, the angle of elevation must touch the horizontal, which is right there. It's got to be right there. Shadow, where's the shadow? On the ground, 250 feet. What is the height of the building? The height of the building is right there. Sun's up here somewhere. So that's opposite over adjacent. So I'm going to do tangent, 33.2 degrees, equals, this is just SOHCAHTOA, h over 250. So I'm going to multiply 250 times tangent, 33.2. I'm getting 163.6 degrees, and there's your angle of elevation. Last slide, find the inverse of this thing. When you find the inverse, you switch the x and your y's, and then get the y by itself. So move the 2 over, it's x plus 2. That leaves this. You got to get rid of the cube, which means you're going to do cube root of both sides. Hey, on your test tomorrow, I'm just saying this, it's going to be an even root, which means you got to put your plus or minus sign in front of your root. So tomorrow, don't forget your plus or minus sign. Did you hear me? Don't forget your plus or minus sign. Okay, so I get this. I get negative x plus 2, cube root of x plus 2, minus 1, and you're done. All right, last one. Let me erase this one. Number 17. You're ready to go ahead and just put the graph on put the function or whatever, the rational expression on a sine graph. Gosh, I'm having a hard time. Okay, -1 makes the top 0. +4 makes the bottom 0. This is where we plug in a hundy. If I do, that gives me 101 on top, 96 on the bottom. That's positive, which means everything past 4 is positive. Remember, the signs alternate. And now look what we're looking for. We're looking for less than 0. Where is less than 0? Between the -1 and the 4. So I'm going to go -1 and 4. But remember one thing. That's an equal sign there, so I got to use brackets. But I cannot use a bracket around the 4 because it would make the denominator 0. Can't have 0 on the bottom. You know that. It's the worst thing in the world. Okay, so hope it helps. Come see me if you need to. Hope you do great tomorrow. See you. Bye.